Alright, we are back with another D&D movie time. And today, we are going to be finishing off the Lord of the Rings, or the Hobbit trilogy with Battle of the Five Armies. So what do you remember from the last time, Cora?
They got to the dragon, and the dragon is at the town.
Well, it's heading to the town.
Heading to the town, I mean. And I'm assuming if they don't make it in time, the entire town is about to get catched to flame.
You think it's over for Lake Town?
But if they do manage to make it somehow, because dragons will be pretty fast, at least if they could go win somehow, there's no way they can manage to beat the dragon. But if they do somehow make it, then the town would be saved.
Yeah.
And they still have the invisible ring.
So do you think we're going to lose anyone?
Why do you ask me that?
Do you think anyone's going to die? Because that one dwarf was near death last time we saw him. He was poisoned by that arrow.
That off and... yeah, just that off.
Alright, well, let's find out as we set forth on this last leg of the journey before we jump into Lord of the Rings, which will be in January. So, let's go.
Bye.
Thorin, you gave a promise. You brought upon them only ruin and death. You've won the mountain, is that not enough? Now, we defend it. I came to reclaim something of mine. This was the last move in a master plan. A plan long in the making. These plans are bred for one purpose. For war.
Leave Sauron to me.
Bilbo is right. You cannot see what you have become. Everything I did for them. You started this. You will forgive me if I finish it. When faced with death, what can anyone do? I will not hide while others fight our battles for us!
You have but one question to answer. How shall this day end?
Alright, so we just finished watching The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. And because this is the final one of this trilogy, we're going to do things just a wee bit different. Okay, so basically, this movie is about the group gets together at the Dwarven Kingdom, and the people of Lake Town are under fire from Smaug. Smaug gets killed by one of the main characters from the fishing town. Then, after Smaug is dead, the fishermen, they go to seek refuge in the nearby town of the mountain, and the elves show up, and there's a bunch of orcs on the way, and they try to reason with Thorin, but Thorin won't budge, and he's turning greedier and greedier by the second, until finally there's a huge war. And at first the war is amongst the elves and the dwarves, but then it switches to everyone versus the orcs. Many of the characters die, and that concludes basically the movie with Bilbo returning home. Now, I am summing this up real quick because we're skipping the ad for right this second. We're going right into Cora's final score on this one. So, Cora, on a scale of 1 to 10, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, what would you give this movie?
Probably a 10 out of 10. From what I seen, it was pretty good. And let's see what else.
Did you have a new favorite character in this one besides Bilbo?
Hey, how dare you already guessed that my kid killed him?
Did you have another favorite character that you really liked? Yes or no?
Fishing dude guy.
The bard?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite scene of the movie?
The dragon's killed.
When the dragon got killed at the beginning?
Yeah.
Let's see, we covered characters, scenes. Anything else you want to say about this movie? Just this one.
Watch it.
Okay.
10 proofs.
Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll give my score, and then we're going to rank this trilogy. And we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of Guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
Alright, we're back from our ad. So, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. I'd have to go with... so, I guess I'm going to go with a 10 out of 10 also. I mean, it's pretty much par for the course with these movies, but... I did really enjoy this one. Maybe not quite as much as the other two. I think when I first saw this, I was a little disappointed with how quickly they killed off Smaug. But I get it. I mean, it's a long, long movie anyways, so they had to do it pretty quick. Every time. But no, I really do enjoy this. I still say that even in this one, I know I've mentioned in the others, but even in this one, Legolas's eyes still look kind of weird. They didn't look as noticeable in this one as they did in the Desolation of Smaug, but there was still something off, and I think it's because I think they used some weird contacts in this trilogy compared to Lord of the Rings. I don't know if they were just too blue or something, but yeah, there was definitely something off about his eye color, and there was a lot of attention on his eyes or something. But other than that, I did enjoy this. So now, with that said, we are going to move into the ranking. Cora, I'll go first, and then after I do, you can rank these movies for yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so coming in at number 3 is probably Battle of the Five Armies. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was just a lot of fighting, and it was cool fighting, but there was not a whole lot of story going on in this one as there was in the others. Coming in at number 2 is probably also Desolation of Smaug, because I mean, it was interesting and there was a lot of story, but again, I think it relied a little too much on the fighting and stuff. And then coming in at number 1 is The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey. And the reason for that, for me, is I think that follows more closely in line with the book. It also has the inclusion of the most iconic scene of this trilogy, in my opinion, Riddles in the Dark, where Bilbo meets Gollum and gets the ring. So for me, that makes it the best of the franchise, because it actually, that scene directly sets up the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So without that scene, you don't have the Lord of the Rings. So that's how I put it. Basically 3 at 3, 2 at 2, and 1 at 1. So Cora, how would you rank these movies from your least favorite to your most favorite?
I would probably agree with you. If you ask me 1 or 2.
1 and 2.
2 out of 2, I mean. And 1 on 1.
Yeah. I mean, if they suffered as they went on, it was only very slightly, but it wasn't like a massive downgrade. I actually enjoyed a lot of the extra stuff we got outside of the Hobbit book added into this. It made the world feel more full, and it did provide a full trilogy's worth of content to fit in. And it left me with even more questions that I really wish Peter Jackson would make another trilogy that would go back just a little further, but I guess I don't know if we'll ever actually get that, because they're trying to do something like that. They were trying to do something like that with the show Rings of Power, but from what I've heard, they failed miserably. So I don't even know if they're even doing it anymore. So, so I mean, I guess we'll see if they make a season 2, how that pans out, and if people say it gets better, maybe I'll give it a shot, but I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up this review. We're going to take a little break from the Lord of the Rings franchise until next month. Just because Cora's really seeming to enjoy these movies. And since I am going to continue us on this little fantasy kick we're on for December, next week we'll be watching Willow. So I think Cora will really enjoy that even more than this, probably. But alright, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. We'll see you in the next review.
Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.